Loading and priming your tubing for your Curlin pump. The process in this video follows the written guidelines you received from your Providence Infusion IV nurse during your admission teaching visit. You have prepared your IV medication and tubing, see the video and written guidelines, and you are now ready to load the tubing into your pump and prime the tubing. At no point is a patient hooked up to their infusion during this process. As in the previous video, you have washed your hands, prepared your clean workspace and lined it with paper towels, gathered your supplies including your IV medication bag, Curlin pump, and tubing with filter, the flushing syringes for your type of IV line, alcohol wipes, pressure-activated check valve or check valve, batteries, and waterless hand cleaner. Loading the tubing into your IV pump. Holding the pump with the pump facing you, notice the top of the pump where it says lift to open. Pull the latch up and to the right. With the tubing in front of the pump, place the blue tubing guide into the receptacle on the right side of the pump at the blue arrow. Position the tubing in front of the door hinge. Place the yellow flow stop into the receptacle on the left side of the pump at the yellow arrow. Do not push down on the flow stop while placing it in the receptacle. Center the tubing in the middle of the pumping fingers. Push the tubing slightly into the black air detector slot. Close the door and latch it securely by pushing down on the bar and then closing. The latch needs to fit down into the pump so the top of the pump is flat. You can now prime the tubing to get all of the air out of it prior to infusing the medicine. Make sure that the tubing is not connected to the IV during priming. Your pump is pre-programmed for you by a Providence Infusion nurse. Check to make sure all clamps on the tubing are open. Turn the pump on by pressing the blue on-off key. When the word program is highlighted, press the yes key. Be sure the repeat RX is highlighted and then press the yes key. If it is not highlighted, then scroll down using the down arrow key to highlight repeat RX. The pump will automatically scroll through the program. Verify your program as it scrolls. At the screen with the words Run, No, Options, and Prime highlighted, press the Prime key one time. If there is air in your IV bag, make sure the bag is upright during this process. Press and hold the Prime key. You may need to press the Prime button a second time to complete the priming process. Hold the filter so that the direction of the flow is pointed down. Once you see the fluid leave the bottom of the filter, you can set it down. Again, if the priming stops before the tubing is completely primed, press and hold the prime key again until the tubing is full of liquid. Once the tubing is primed, you may release the prime key. Press yes to exit the priming screen. You are now ready to connect the primed IV medication to yourself or your family member's IV access line and start your infusion. Your Providence Infusion RN has reviewed this process with you, so please refer to your individual written instructions. If you have any questions, please call us so one of our IV nurses can answer your questions prior to your infusion.